Okay, so today the payment, international payment, uh, payment for uh, letter letter of credit, letter of credit. We will study letter of credit today, and we will see how this method of payment works properly. And we will review the general terms and systems, how it works. In previous class, I told you the brief concept of letter of credit. The concept of letter of credit and the reasons why I use the term credit, I explained already. The term used as a credit is because the both parties, the seller and buyer, both of them do not have credit against each other. Okay? They don't have credit. They don't have credit between, and so someone has to provide the credit to proceed trading in this case. So we use the term as a credit. The letter of credit, the letter is a process. In this case, providing by bank to both, seller and buyer. Most of the trading between international seller and buyers used to be stranger, right? Because seller browsing worldwide to find buyer who has a product buyer want to purchase. So in this case, most of seller and buyer, they do not have any previous relations. They do not have one. The problem of absence of relations is they can decide whether they will pay first or shipping first. Shipping first. Which one should be prior to? Which one should be? Which one? Which one should be prior? So we cannot decide this one. If this status continued, trade cannot proceed. Okay, so someone has to provide credit. Okay, so the bank Bank. Bank is one of the most reliable organizations in social society. The bank, the bank, the bank, a reputable bank. The bank, reputable. We have lots of bank, but in most of countries, banks are very reputable, authorized by strict evaluations. But some countries, the bank is not so much reputable because the establishment of bank system or establishment of bank sometimes is easier than other country. So in this case, the bank is not so reliable. Okay, so the bank with the reputations, if the bank that kind of reputations have, if they guarantee to pay, okay, then this trading will be proceed. Okay, this is the system of letter of credit. Letter of credit. Okay, this is basic concept. Then we will see bank guarantee what and how this system works under the guarantee of bank, the bank reputable bank. Prior to enter into letter of credit system, we have some terms to know. Okay, we have some terms to know. Okay, the terms divided two classifications. Terms. If we say export and import, export and import. So these terms belong to same group. Seller is for export. This is very familiar terms. And buyer, okay, easy to match it together. And what else? We often in the letter of credit, we say export as a beneficiary. Beneficiary, okay? Or addressee. So you have to careful here. Addressee. Okay, addressee. Okay, and corresponding terms. Applicant. Applicant is used term in case of letter of credit because import should apply for offering letter of credit. Applying for offering letter of credit, letter of credit, letter of credit. That's the reason why the applicant is the same meaning with import, okay? And the shipper, okay, shipper. In other words, we call this one consignor. The corresponding terms to consignor is a consignee. This term is used in shipment and shipping terms. Shipping terms. Okay. And draft, at the draft drawer. Drawee. Okay. Drawer, drawee. These terms corresponding to. These terms are corresponding to each other. Okay. And then these terms are very important to understand what is this term's meaning. Okay. Also, in terms of account, we will go up more, then we will delete this one and up more. We have more. Okay, because this is same, so it doesn't matter. Okay, and we divide because this group is belong to same and this group is belong to same to their classification. So we go up. Okay, account. I will delete. Account and accountee. Okay, account and accountee is belong to different classifications and corresponding together. They corresponding together. Okay, and fee. Okay, fee and fair. The reason why the export used as fee is because he get paid from import. Import should get paid in this case. So fair is the same meaning with import. So we have to remember the terms used trade, okay, especially in letter of credit. So the payee, account, export, seller, beneficiary, addressee, okay, shipper, consignor, drawer is belong to same to the shipper. Okay. Contrary, payer, accountee, import, buyer, applicant, consignee, drawee is belong to buyer. So especially we have a little confused, letters like E or here. It should be distinguished. Sometimes E is belong to seller and sometimes E is belong to buyer. So we have to distinguish why this letter E is sometimes to seller, sometimes to belong to buyer. Okay, so this is very distinctive letters. So it's frequently asked in the exam. So payer, payee, account, export, seller, beneficiary, addressee, okay, shipper, consigner, drawer. It's belong to the same group, export, okay, and payer, accountee, import, buyer, applicant, consignee, drawee is belong to import group. They are the same, different terms but same entity. Okay, same entity. Okay. So I hope you keep in mind these terms which is related to. Okay. Okay. Then next step is to see how the rules will be applied once we apply to letter of credit. That is to say, we called this application order. Application order. Okay, application order. We can talk to them as application order. Okay, application order. Application order. The first mandatory. Mandatory regulations. Mandatory regulations. This is the compulsory law of domestic, okay, of domestic. So this is applied the first level, the first in order. Okay, once we use the letter of credit, once we use the letter of credit, we will face conflict. We will raise conflict. Then how the law will be applied to solve this conflict. Okay, then the first step, number one priority is mandatory regulations of that countries. Okay, if the mandatory regulation is applied as a number one order, and second is the agreement of both parties. The both party here mean export, import. Okay, these two both parties agreement. Representing agreement is a contract. Contract is a second criteria as an order to apply once two parties face the conflict. Okay, and number three level is UCP. This is unified. Okay, this is unified rule. This is unified rule related to letter of credit. Okay, so this is order applied when letter of credit pays complete. Okay, the mandatory regulations of applied domestic. Okay, and then agreement if either export or import countries mandatory law is applied. This regulation is number one order. Okay, it should be considered first. Okay, and then the second is the agreement of both parties. Representing agreement of both parties is a contract between two parties, import and export, as you know. And number three order, the third order to be applied is unification rule of letter of credit. Okay, this is UCP. The UCP is applied last. So this order, according to this order, the letter of credit is operated. Okay, we have to remember that there is an order to be applied once letter of credit pays complete. I mean, the complete means some problem. Okay, some problem. So this is the general rule for application order. Okay, application order. The meaning of application order is which one will be applied first to translate letter of credit. Okay, to translate letter of credit. Okay. Okay, I believe you guys all understanding this one. This is quite basic understanding, so you know that. Okay, so again, this time we have to study the parties. So parties here, the meaning of party, the term party here means party. Generally, the party means meeting with many peoples. That's a general meaning of a party, but in terms of legal terms, the party is none other than, each entity in trading. Each entity. International trading, for example, export, import. Third party, like bank, logistics, etc. Okay? The party, in legal terms, is an entity. In other words, we can call this one the principal. Okay? The principal also the same meaning. The principal. Okay. Then anyway, the party, we have to study the which party, each party's meaning and its functions. So I will go ahead. Okay, the meaning of party in terms of letter of credit, LC, letter of credit, first, issuing bank. Issuing bank. The meaning of issuing means opening letter of credit. Okay. The issuing bank is opening bank. The meaning that this bank is the just one open letter of credit by the request of applicant. Okay, by the request of applicant, the issuing bank is opening bank. Opening what? Opening letter of credit. By whom? By the request of applicant. Then who is applicant? Applicant is the same as import. Okay, import, buyer. Okay, as I told you, you can recall the diagram I told you to explain how letter of credit works. Now we will recall it again. Okay, we have agreement between, let's go to next, between the buyer here, okay, better, yeah. We have a buyer here, and we have a seller here, and they have a contract between. They have a contract between. The contract, to reach contracts, very hardship, because they have suggest which is advantageous, each of them. So there will be tensions between them. Okay, and then the most keen issue is none other than who will pay or who will send first. Who will then wire money or send the product. Okay, this is a key issue, right? I told you this one several times to explain why letter of credit is important. Usually, in international trading, seller and buyer happen to meet together because their requirement to meet together. Okay, the buyer browsing internet or all the organizations to find the prop seller which have the right product he want to purchase. Okay, then they happen to meet the agreement. They happen to meet their requirement. Then the problem is, okay, they compromise, they reach the agreement, the pricing though, but the key issue is, okay, I agree your pricing. Then the problem is that Should I send the money first? Should I send money first? This is issue, okay, because between them there is no credit. Controlling back, then should I send my product first? Should I send my product? Product, not mine. Product first? Okay, this is very keen issue. The issue, which is very keen, even they compromise. These two issues are very keen issue. Because of why? Because why? Because they have no credit between them. If these tensions sustain continually, there is no deal and no trading. No deal, no trading. So someone has to release these tensions. They have suspicions. They have suspicions between. So someone has to solve these tensions. The right entity to solve this tension is a bank, because bank is universally acquired reputations and reliability. Bank, right? Because bank has credit in universal. So the bank provide credit each of parties, each party to seller and each party to buyer. What kind of credit? The credit is very simple because we know already, because we have got the knowledge how the reasons why letter of credit, exactly the credit is needed in trading, because the seller's credit is complete release of product. Okay, the buyer's credit is wiring money properly. Then the bank can provide the seller. Okay, go to next. Bank here. Bank here. Bank has credit worldwide. Okay, he provide to export what? The export worry. Exporters worry. What? Collecting money. Collecting money. Prior to, or not prior, after sending, sorry, after sending money, after sending product. Okay, and then what is input? Worry. That's a correcting also. Product. After sending money. Then the key issue here is none other than product and money, right? This is credit to each parties, right? Correct? Then if bank give the credit, the product to import and money to export, then this trade will be proceed. Okay, then give money credit to export credit and give product credit to import. Then this trading will be completed. Okay, so for this the each parties use letter of credit, because in the system of letter of credit, bank guarantee money to export and also the product transfer to import. So the bank satisfy both requirement and release both worries. So let this trading to be successful. Okay, so in this process is a process of letter of credit. So first, to proceed this process, first the importer should open letter of credit. Okay, the import should open letter of credit. So the bank, the bank in this case, the initial trigger is import. Initial trigger is import. Import as open letter of credit, this system start. Okay, this system start. So the bank where import open credit is issuing bank and opening bank. Okay, so we called, because of the import open letter to start letter of credit system, the just bank where import open letter of credit is issuing bank. Another word is opening bank. Okay, so I explain. So the bank where the import open letter of credit is opening bank or issuing bank. Okay, here. Okay, open LC, okay, is issuing bank issuing bank, issuing bank. Another word, it is called as opening bank. The same meaning. Okay? Okay, then let's go to the next term. So we have understanding. So another word, according to the UCP, issuing bank means the bank that issued the credit at the request of applicant. Okay. That's issuing bank. Okay. Okay. So this is number one, and number two, where we are, and advising bank. We have a notifying bank or advising bank. Okay. So once this is the applicant here, ours. So we have applicant here. Applicant, I told you applicant is a buyer. It's a buyer. The applicant is buyer. The applicant is import. We have learned terms related to the international trading prior to this part. Okay. Then, so the applicant, I told you, goes to the bank he deals with, then ask, okay, issuing RC. The meaning of issuing is the same. Opening RC, okay. Issuing and opening RC is the same meaning, and then once the issuing bank open letter of credit, this is initial stage, the first stage, initial stage. Okay, triggered by buyer. Okay, then the issuing bank will open letter of credit by the request of buyer import, and then issuing bank will nominate advising bank. We call this is advising bank or notifying bank. Okay. They designated bank which will notifying the fact that letter of credit is opened by applicant on behalf of beneficiary. Okay, the beneficiary is export, seller. So this bank's role is just notifying the fact that letter of credit The letter of credit is the system which bank guarantee payment to export and product safe product transfer to buyer. That's the system of bank letter of credit. And then it should be notified by some bank. This bank, which involved in notification to beneficiary, is called advising bank or notifying bank. But this bank do not directly notify the fact that letter of credit was opened on behalf of poor beneficiaries' profit. But they do not directly notify this to the beneficiary. Instead, they notify this one to bank located. Oh, sorry. The notify, I'm a little confused. The notify bank or advising bank is usually the bank. Usually, but not 100%. Sometimes quite unknown bank. The meaning of unknown is stranger to beneficiary, but mostly advising bank is a bank related to beneficiaries. The beneficiaries, Okay, again, if you see the diagram here, compounding bank. The compounding bank is a bank by the request of a bank designated by the request of a beneficiary, because this beneficiary once worried about the stable payment by the issuing bank, and then he can ask import to hire compounding bank here. Okay, then if compounding bank accept the proposal of issuing bank or import, okay, either way, import can designate compounding bank or issuing bank either. And then once compounding bank is decided, then compounding bank has obligation to pay for the beneficiary for the contract, the amount of letter of credit. And also, once compounding bank is nominated by issuing bank, then compounding bank will advising, transmitting the same meaning, notifying letter of credit to beneficiary. Also, once they have amend of letter of credit, it also through compounding bank. Okay, it should be transmitted through compounding bank. Once letter of credit is amended or some variations happen. Okay, that is a compounding bank. Also, this compounding bank should notify the content of letter of credit according to the original. Okay, original status. Transmitter. Okay, they should not vary or change or amend the original letter of credit, whether it is revisioned or not, whether it is amended or not. Once amended, he has to transmit that amended as it is. No other additional or variation is allowed. Okay? No. Okay, then this is the role of a compounding bank. Also, the beneficiary has the option to request payment either compounding bank or issuing bank. There is no order. Okay, there is no order to ask a payment. He can ask it here, or he can ask it here first, or here first, wherever. Okay, he can do that. The beneficiary can do that according to his own intention. Okay, okay. This is the confirmation, the concept of a compounding bank. Again, the nominated bank, we have to add the nominated bank. The nominated bank is none other than the bank nominated. Okay, in case of negotiation, acceptance, and honor. Okay, here. Nominated bank. We need to know the nominated bank here. Oh, I'll write down again. So we have to know the terms used in letter of credit. So we have learned issuing bank, advising bank, notifying bank, transmitting bank, the same, and confirming bank. So the nominated bank here is, I will go to next again, nominated bank. Nominated bank. Okay, this bank's role is to pay, okay, to pay, to honor, to accept. Okay, to pay, to honor, to accept. So this meaning of pay is the negotiations. Negotiations. Okay, honor without negotiations, unconditionally, once document is submitted, to pay. Okay, in case of honor, the nominate bank should pay unconditionally once the document is submitted by beneficiary. Okay, acceptance is deferred payment. Once document and drawer is presented, this bank accept this, accept, and later on, once the due date, they pay beneficiary. Okay, this role is belong to nominated bank. Okay, nominated bank. But in case of nominated bank is designated any bank, the nominated bank is also designated by issuing bank. by issuing bank, but the negotiation bank condition is any bank once the negotiation bank is designated as any bank, then any bank can be any bank which beneficiary negotiate, which beneficiary negotiate is nominate bank. What is the meaning of this? Okay, so our summary this one again. The nominate bank accept. Okay, we have studied the species of bank. Okay, issuing bank. Our right again. Issuing bank, advising bank. Advising bank is the same meaning with notifying bank, and transmitting transmitted bank. This is the same bank. And also we have studied the confirming bank, right? Confirming bank. So we have to know the term of each of these, right? Because these are very important to understand the diagram of how letter of credit system works. Okay, so we have to know that. So additionally, now we are studying nominated bank. Nominated bank. The reason why we have lots of species of bank is the key role of letter of credit is done by bank. So we have to know the function of each bank. Okay, that is very important to understanding the letter of credit system, because this system is mainly operated by bank. Okay, so the role of bank is very important. Nominate bank, I told you, is a bank. Here, three kinds of job, mainly, okay, negotiation, honor, acceptance. Negotiation is the to purchase document and payment at the same time, okay, or at the due date as a deferred payment. Honor is to pay unconditionally once the document is presented. Okay, no negotiation, just once asking payment, the honor is paying immediately. Okay? Acceptance is accept, drawer, and document, and agree acceptance, then pay later. That is sort of a deferred payment system. Okay, nominate bank play a role like this job. Okay, mainly like this job mainly. Okay, and we will have again, okay, and then we will have a reimbursement bank. Okay, reimbursement bank is the same. Reimbursement bank is the same. Not same, a little different, but similar. Okay, similar. I will show you that how it works. Let me. Okay. The role of reimbursement bank reimbursing bank. Another name, same meaning, settling bank. Setting bank. Settling bank. Okay. Reimbursement bank, settling bank is the same meaning. Okay. Okay. The reimbursement bank is a bank reimbursing, paying instead of issuing bank. Okay, this is the similar like that. Eventually, as you know, negotiation bank, meaning that nominated bank, right? Nominated bank will purchasing document, right? Purchasing document. Nominated bank purchasing document, right? Then they pay at the compensation of purchasing, and then correct document and drawer to issuing bank asking payback. Issuing bank, they were sending document, corrected document, and at the same time document corrected and drawer, draft, right? Draft. Once issuing bank received this draft and document, and then he has to pay off this one, right? Pay off. But issuing bank can hire reimbursement bank, and let reimbursement bank paying nominate bank instead. Okay? In this case, usually reimbursement bank has a deposit of issuing bank, deposit of issuing bank, because issuing bank already open account here in nominate bank, and they have a deposit, they have money saved in the bank in reimbursing bank. reimbursing bank. Okay? Okay, this is how it works. So this is called the settling bank and reimbursing bank. Same meaning. Okay? So the function of reimbursing bank is paying instead of issuing bank as much as deposit limit of issuing bank. Okay. In this case, usually issuing bank open account at reimbursing bank and deposit. So the reimbursement bank paying instead of issuing bank as much as its deposit limit. So, okay? So in this case, reimbursing bank paying nominate bank instead of issuing bank. So the meaning of reimbursement and settling bank is this. Write down. Okay? So now we are studying the species of a bank and its functions. The function is very important in the letter of credit system because letter of credit system is operated by bank. Also, we have to study the transferring bank. Okay. Okay, to run the transferring bank, we have to know the transferable letter of credit. It should be combined together and connected together to understand the whole system of transferring bank. So this bank will be explained next class. Okay.